everybody. We are taking it to the next level. Trump administration has just onboarded 82 new immigration judges in a bid to speed up deportation cases. President Trump has just surged this record number of new immigration judges to make sure that before the midterms, guys, we are going to deport as many people as possible. Because what I'm about to tell you guys, I'm telling you, we are never have ever seen an election that's about to happen like the midterms in 2026 because of all the new policies that the Trump administration has done to bring free and fair elections, everybody. This is, again, one of the biggest purges in deportations that we have ever seen, and it's only adding to the fact that the RNC, the Republican National Convention, has a record, everybody, a record, $124 million cash on hand to go into the midterms. And think about this, everybody. I'm about to lay out some bombshells for you today because this is what winning looks like, guys. We are going to push this as hard as we can. Now that the Act Blue Democratic organization that raises money for Democratic nominees has been investigated, is being investigated for fake fraudulent donors coming from other countries and foreign money being laundered through the actual organization, Democrats suddenly don't have any cash on hand whatsoever. How did they go from being able to raise billions of dollars to fight Trump in the 2024 election, literally almost $2 billion through Act Blue? We begin investigations and now they don't have any money. They literally have only $14 million on hand, $17.5 million in debt, while the RNC, the Republicans, have $124 million on hand. Where did all the money go? Well, USAID is gone. We're investigating them, so we're watching all the transactions. Guys, isn't it so funny how quickly we win whenever there's no fraud involved? How funny is it whenever that we're actually doing things the right way that the Democrats have no leg to stand on, guys? This is what a red wave looks like, baby. Put it in the chat, guys. Let's get it started. I am so excited because now that we have 82 new immigration judges to get out all the illegals. Now that we literally are showing that the DNC has no money whatsoever, this is about as big as a hit to the Democratic Party and to everybody in the United States that common sense says the money that they had was never really from Americans. Foreign money, money laundering, that's what they're being investigated right now by the DOJ into their biggest fundraising campaign organization. Let's see it, guys. Put it in the chat. I am so excited because this is the type of stuff that we love to expose because it's common sense. When you have one organization that has $124 million for the Republicans and then the DNC, the Democrats, $14 million and then $17.5 million in debt, well, where did all the money go? Well, we spent it on Kamala Harris. Yeah, but people still donate. Yeah, they're not donating anymore because they never did. And you never had the money. This is exposing them for what they were. Fake, fraudulent, cheaters, rigging. I love this, guys. Not only that, House DOGE Chairman Representative Tim Burchett just got a bill passed. This is our boy out of Tennessee. Through committee that goes full DOGE on ending duplicative federal programs. Burchett is truly pushing to keep Elon Musk's DOGE efforts going, eliminating the fraud, waste, and abuse out of the federal government to stop wasting our money, guys. This is what we want in government. We want people that are doing a really, really, really good job to make sure that people in government stop giving handouts to all their friends and all their lobbyists. It is also confirmed, everybody, this is confirmed, that there are 500,000 plus fraudulent mail-in ballots that were circulated through Maryland. This is what Trump said that they had found evidence of. They were sent to people that were never supposed to get the ballots, that weren't allowed to be able to vote. And isn't it so interesting? It wasn't 1,000, it wasn't 5,000, it was over 500,000 of these fake ballots sent out to get signatures where they don't require voter ID, they don't require voter verification, they don't require photo ID verification, but all you needed was a signature in order to pass this ballot through to get a vote. We caught them right before the midterms, guys. This is how we get a red wave. Let's keep it going, guys, in the chat. When we catch them before they even get the chance to fill out these fake mail-in ballots, Trump has all the people on deck. We've got 82 new immigration judges. We've got over $100 million more than the DNC for the midterms. This is how we win. And not only that, guys, justice is coming. Feeding Our Future founder Amy Bach was sentenced to 42 years in prison for her role in the Minnesota's massive $250 million COVID fraud scheme tied to her fake meal programs during the pandemic. And it's not over, everybody. J.D. Vance has confirmed that there are still investigations into Representative of Congress Ilhan Omar over her participation with the Feeding Our Future fraud scams. Who's going to end up in jail in Congress, from Congress? Put it in the chat, because this is us getting our country back, guys. This is us showing everybody what's really going on in America. No more cheating, no more rigging, guys. I love it. I hope you love it too. This is the stuff that we live for. We want to do what's right. We want to do right by our country, by our citizens. Stop wasting taxpayer dollars. That's what your boy's all about, and that's what we're going to keep exposing. Guys, if you are watching, thank you so much for all your support. We are only a day away, guys, from our massive giving to the big, we do this every single month on the 22nd to a local children's home, a local crisis pregnancy center, helping out those innocent kids, guys, helping them out live on stream with a real receipt. You see it, you can call them up, you can ask them if TrueLife News donates, and we do thousands and thousands of dollars. Thank you so much to all those that support. If you're not part of the family yet, hit the subscribe button below this video. And also, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up like button. Don't forget, guys, we do memberships on this channel where you give, and we only do $1 a month. Why? Because, again, we believe in numbers. The more people we can have, the more we can give, the more big difference we can make. So thank you to all of our members of the channel that help us grow. Show some love to Angelique Vicnair, Alan Demeen, OG of the family. Show some love to TB Thomas Brewer in the chat, guys. Thank y'all so much for your support. And don't forget, guys, our friends over at Chapter. This is one of the best companies I've ever had the blessings to partner with. They help people out so much when it comes to their Medicaid coverage. Over 24,000 plans out there. Don't do it by yourself. They provide a free service to you. Their number is 667-895-3015. They're going to hook you up. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News, and I promise you, you'll be blessed. And guys, give some love to T Heavy Guy in the chat. What a blessing, brother. What you're about to hear, guys, we are winning. They're trying to pack the courts. They're trying to make changes, and guess what? We're not going to let it happen. Listen to this, because our boy Jordan is on it right now. Check this out, and thank you so much to everybody that shares our videos on X and Facebook. We appreciate you so much. Listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you've released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. Chuck Schumer, March 4th, 2020. Highest ranking Democrat in our government, threatening a separate and equal branch of government. And if you doubt it's a threat, just remember where he made that statement. On the steps of the Supreme Court. And that threat began the 6-year assault on the court by the Democrats. Started with that threat. Then you had Senator Markey say the court's illegitimate. Well, how is that? Every justice I know in the court was actually confirmed by the United States Senate. That's how our Constitution works. How could it be illegitimate? But Senator Markey thought it was. Then we went to something that's never happened. The Democrats leaked the Dobbs opinion in 2022. You talk about trying to undermine a separate and equal branch of government, start leaking the opinions. That's what they did, which resulted in protests at justices' homes which, by the way, the Justice Department at the time, under the Biden administration and Attorney General Garland, refused to enforce the law. 18 U.S.C. 1507 says you can't protest at a judge's home. And they refused to enforce the law, which, of course, led to some crazy guy going to Justice Kavanaugh's house with the design to kill Justice of the Supreme Court. Then, of course, we had all the hearings by the Democrats when they were in charge, attacking Justice Thomas, attacking Justice Alito. We had a hearing where a guy come in and lied about Justice Alito and said he leaked some document, which is it. Go back and watch the hearing. Definitely a lie by this guy. And why did they do it? Why did they do it? To concoct some basis for packing the court.
Right there,
and now they're saying it again. Time to pack the court. By the way, why do they want 4 justices, 4 new justices on the court? Why not 1? Why not 2? Why not 3? Why not 5? Why do they want 4? Because it's a 6-3 majority for conservatives. A 6-3 majority for people who actually interpret what the Constitution, the law says, versus making it up as you go and making some new policy. They want 4 because they want a 7-6 majority. Plain and simple, raw political power. And they've been willing to do almost anything. Threaten the Supreme Court on the steps of the Supreme Court, leak opinions, bring witnesses in who lie about justices. That's why this hearing is important. And frankly, I hope we move the constitutional amendment on the floor. I hope there's a vote. And we'll see if these guys want to keep the court at 9, which it should be. It's been there for what, 160 years or something? This whole Carville's talking about it. Former Vice President Harris is talking. They're all talking about it. The ranking member's talking about it. We got to pack the court. Why? Why? Because they don't like the decisions that this good court is giving this country. So thank the chairman for
guys. This is it right here. I'm showing the receipts. There's no way for them to win without them breaking the Constitution as is, changing how things done. You're seeing it on the screen right here. We have literally taken the Democrats to their very knees right now. They have nothing at this point. And I'm going to show you all the receipts today. Why the Republicans are going to have a red wave in the 2026 midterms, and you're going to love it. We even have Joe Biden, guys. Joe Biden has officially stated that he supports what Jim Jordan just said. We've got people turning at every single angle. Look at this right now. The RNC has $124 million in cash on hand. Where's the DNC at? 14 million. This is a record number for the Republicans. We've never had this much money on hand. Why? Because the people that believe in Trump are still supporting him. The DNC, they don't have USAID anymore. They've lost out on the NGOs. Act Blue is nowhere to be found because they're being investigated. So all foreign money and laundering has stopped going through those organizations they give to the Democratic Party. Guys, right here, what you see is a revolution that is happening in America right now. If you appreciate this, guys, hit the thumbs up like button because it doesn't stop there. Every single facet, the Minnesota fraudster who stole $250 million, 42 years in prison. People are getting scared now because there's investigations, because now we have a spotlight on all the fraud that's happening. So now the money that used to come from these NGOs, that used to go to the Democratic Party, all that's being pulled back. Why do you think they only have 14 million in donations? And I told you, our friend Joe Biden has now jumped into the mix, and now he's supporting not packing the court. He even called it a terrible mistake, a bonehead idea. I told you I'll bring the receipts, guys. This was released by the House Judiciary GOP.
President Roosevelt clearly had the right to send to the United States Senate and the United States Congress a proposal to pack the court. It was totally within his right to do that. He violated no law. He was legalistically absolutely correct, but it was a bonehead idea. It was a terrible, terrible mistake to make. President Roosevelt clearly...
I told you guys, we got Joe Biden on our side. It's an older version of him, but I showed you. 14 million in the bank from the Democrats right now. We're going to go over the autopsy that the Democrats released that they didn't want to release, I promise you, there is somebody in the DNC that's trying to help out the Republicans right now, and it is beautiful. Listen to this, guys, and look. Now that the Act Blue is being investigated for straw donor fraud and foreign money laundering, Democrats suddenly don't have a lot of cash on hand. And I just showed you right here, it has been confirmed. It has been confirmed that the RNC has 123.9 million cash on hand and the DNC's 14.4 million on hand with 17.5 million in debt. Guys, this is how we win, baby. This is a red wave coming, baby. Put it in the chat. We're going to have a red wave. Put it in the chat. We're going to fire Thune. We're going to primary. I'm putting all kinds of hashtags in the chat. We're going to primary the rhinos. Guys, put whatever hashtag you like. Put it in there. Let's keep it going because that right there, guys, is showing everybody we are winning. When we've got $124 million on hand, the DNC 14 million. This doesn't even seem like it's the same race. This is peewees against the pros right now. Why? Because they are being investigated. Look at this. Act Blue is being investigated for straw donor fraud and foreign money laundering. So now you would think, well, it doesn't matter if they're being investigated. People will still donate it. No, 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 no. Not whenever those donations are coming from overseas, which is illegal. Not when those donations are coming from fake money laundering. That's why what you're about to hear next, guys, it is so important. Unity, unity, unity right now in the Republican Party, in the MAGA Party to win this. Put it whatever you want in the chat, guys. I love it. We've got primary the rhinos. We got hashtag primary the rhinos, hashtag fire Thune, and hashtag red wave. Listen to this, guys.
To see what's going on. We have a huge divide in the Republican side. I'm not talking about just between Republican and Democrat. I'm talking about Republican side. It's going to be hard to get anything done for President Trump other than maybe a few nominations between now and the end of this term. After the election, we may get the NDAA done. That's going to be hard to do. But we President Trump just set the scale. He said, listen,
well,
hang
on. Whoa. NDAA is must pass. I have a big problem with spending as a veteran, $1.5 trillion on defense. But the NDAA, when you say it's hard, isn't that a must pass piece of legislation, sir?
Damn, Steve, I've been up here. This is my 6th year, and we've always gotten it passed in the middle of the night in December when we'll have markup here in a couple of weeks. We could do it within a couple of months, but there's no appetite for it, and you have to beg people to vote for it. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm not talking about just Democrats. I'm talking about Republicans. And so it all starts with leadership, and John Thune's a nice guy, but sooner or later you got to make either changes. You got to see how the ball's rolling here. Parliamentarians should have been gone a long time ago. That was a decision he made. It's backfiring on him now. We've got President Trump that's the leader of our party. And he said, Bill Cassidy's out. He voted against me. If he didn't know that was coming, you've been in another world. John Cornyn has made some votes that President Trump didn't like. He came out for Paxton. Now we got a huge divide. We got 4 or 5 people in the Republican Party saying that, hey, he's going after members. Hey, this is a team sport here. President Trump is the head coach. Let's get on board with him.
Yes.
But you have so many personal priorities here. I'm talking about people that take things personally for President Trump. I mean, it has gotten to their brain, and they just refuse to do anything that's going to help him. And it's a shame because the American people have a great opportunity here, but that opportunity is going by the wayside because of their personal agenda.
Guys, and that's why I'm telling you, we have to primary the rhinos. That's why this whole midterms is super important. Right here, guys, this huge news. Trump admin swears in 82 new immigration judges. We are putting all hands on deck. We have to make sure that we safely secure our elections by deporting people and not even giving them the chance to be able to vote in the midterms. And guys, it doesn't stop there. Just like I showed you, RNC has 124 million in the bank. The DNC only has 14 million. That is a huge gap. That is a huge win for Republicans. This is a record number, but this just broke. What's happening right now, they have just found and caught another 15 individuals have just been charged with a $90 million scam. 15 individuals out of Minnesota, Tim Walz's state. This is over additional, guys, healthcare fraud. And look at this, guys. This just happened. I'm going to bring this breaking news over to you because I want you to see this. We'll get back to Tuberville in a moment. But this right here is what helps us keep winning. Because remember, they used fraud through the NGOs to then donate to the Democratic Party. Every one of these fraudsters that we start to remove quickly reduces the amount of money that goes to the Democratic Party. Listen to this.
No matter how large, no matter how small, no matter how hard. Since April 1st, DOJ's fraud division has announced over 450 fraud enforcement actions nationwide, representing billions of taxpayer dollars. And this week already, we're delivering results coast to coast with a trial conviction in Brooklyn involving a 40 million drug distribution and fraud scheme, and a trial conviction in Los Angeles involving a 40 million Botox injection fraud scheme. To expand our reach, we are announcing today the expansion of the healthcare fraud Midwest Strike Force to Minnesota, and the hiring of 15 additional prosecutors dedicated to combating Medicaid fraud nationwide. These additional resources will ensure that the DOJ's fraud division will be better equipped to stop fraud and hold criminals accountable. My message to the Minnesota community and to all of America is this: if you see something that seems too good to be true, tell us.
Guys, this is monumental. 15 individuals indicted and charged. 90 million in fraud spread across 7 different programs. Programs have been forced to shut down, being led by Dr. Oz, RFK Jr., and JD Vance, who are helping to root out the fraud, waste, and abuse, guys. That's why everything that we're seeing now, guys, we are seeing a revolution that is happening in America right now over us cleaning out the pork out of all these wasteful bills that have been passed over the past 2 decades, 3 decades. We are literally giving back American taxpayers their money by rooting out the fraud, waste, and abuse. But guys, give some special love to those that have given today. T Heavy Guy with the 10 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Check your tag. If you got a free membership from T Heavy Guy, show him some love in the chat. Thank you so much, brother, for your blessings. Show Sherry Lucas some love in the chat. Show PDX67, our boy Richard, some love in the chat. And guys, give it up for Rescue Mom. Thank you so much for your blessing. Jim Arnold, let's go, baby, with the super chat. Lori Rapier with the super chat. Guys, these amazing OGs of the family. Gator Presley with the super chat. Show them some love in the chat. Thank y'all so much, T Heavy Guy. To all these amazing givers in the channel. Thomas Brewer. What amazing, amazing people, guys. This is us winning every single step of the way. Let's keep it going, guys. I am so excited. This is, let's put it in the chat, MAGA winning. Hashtag MAGA winning in the chat.
President Trump has said over and over again, the Save America Act is his #1 priority. As you see it right now, will that get attached to NDAA? Did that get attached to Pfizer? Is there a must-pass piece of legislation that you attach that to? Because it seems like Thune is saying that's not an option either.
Yeah, the Save American Act is probably the most important thing for Republicans and Democrats and all citizens across the country, because if you don't have fair elections, then you're not going to have a government that's going to represent each and every one of us within the law. But Steve, it's not going to pass. I mean, we got no chance. You know, no chance to put it on the floor to get passed. There's no chance to bust the filibuster. First of all, we could never bust it because we could get 43, 44 votes in the Republican side, and you need 51 to bust it. I mean, the Dems came close at 49 because, or whatever it was, when Manchin and Sinema said, no, we don't think that's the right time to do it. But, you know, it's just we're dead up here. We're dead in the water. We can't get anything done. Government's not working. We can't fund
Well, hang on,
DHS.
but let's get back to then. Look, you're one of the most revered coaches in the history of college football. You know about leadership and the leadership of men better than anybody. I mean, he's leader. Understand it's hard. That's why he's the leader. Somehow you got to go in and figure out, make it work. If you don't make it work, don't you have to change? Don't you have to change the leadership? I mean, we're at a point. We've given him enough chance. We've supported him. Say, let's get this done. But if you're sitting there telling me in May of 2026, with this massive midterm election coming up, with the Senate, we're at 53 votes, Senate's in play, and you can go around and look at the numbers. Look at Maine. Look at North Carolina. Listen, is Ossoff wins in Georgia and that mess down there with Kemp and that crowd? Ossoff's he's going to replace Newsom as the #1 guy in their presidential sweepstakes in 28. A liberal progressive winning a southern state like Georgia. So this is an emergency.
Yes.
In an emergency, don't you start making changes, Coach?
Right there, guys. Yeah. So right here, I'm telling you, everybody, we are literally helping the cause right now to replace the leadership in the Senate. Now Bannon is talking about it. You're about to hear Tommy Tuberville talk about it, replacing Senator Majority Leader John Thune. He cannot get it done. He doesn't have the leadership. He doesn't have the wherewithal to coalesce his people to make it happen to pass the Save America Act. So you just called him out. Bannon literally just said it is time to replace John Thune. Guys, when we put that hashtag Fire Thune in the chat, everybody is seeing it. The algorithms are seeing it. The search results are seeing it. People are starting to see the common sense. When we don't have somebody that can come through and do the job that we need them to do, they need to be gone. They need to be replaced. Listen to what Representative Tuberville says, and I'm telling you guys, this is how we get change. This is how we get our voices heard. So again, let's keep putting it in the chat. Hashtag Fire Thune. Everybody, this is now we are getting traction with getting a new Senate Majority Leader.
You got to change the game plan. It's got to be changed. I'm anxious to be having a big meeting this morning at 11 o'clock of all the senators on the GOP.
I told you.
We can change it. If you're the leader, okay, it's fine being said, hey, I'm the leader. But sooner or later, you got to lead. I mean, that goes along with the job. And so we're not getting anything done. What can we do? Trent Lott a few years ago when he was a leader, you know what he did during reconciliation? He fired the parliamentarian. You're out. We're bringing somebody else in. You got to put your best foot forward. Now we got people that are saying, well, I might vote for a couple of amendments of the Democrats during this. Well, you can't do that because it go back to the House again. They said, we're not going to accept any amendments. And so what do? Here's what you do. And again, you got to play hardball. We've got several people that it's not going to vote for filibuster, or they'll probably vote for some of the Democrat amendments. You say, listen, you do that, you're out as chairman of a committee. You're out, immediately out.
Yes.
We're going to put somebody else in, because that's the reason people stay here, is to have power. But we do it because of seniority. We don't do it because of merit. We don't have the best people in some of these chairmanships. So we've got to do the right thing. It starts at leadership.
Yes.
I'm going to listen to it. And if we don't make changes, we go and try to beg people to do things. It doesn't work. Put their feet to the fire. Let's go to work, and let's work with President Trump.
Yeah, so you just heard him, guys. Again, we are following this story because it is so massive. You just heard Senator Tuberville say that the GOP members are meeting together over leadership in the Senate because they're not getting anything done. And he is a part of that members that are meeting together. They only need 27 to replace John Thune, but they do need Senator, I think his name is Tom Scott. He was trending on X in order to bring it up to replace John Thune. Now, I have been seeing that Tom Scott is one of John Thune's basically guys, just like John Cornyn was, and they're afraid that he won't bring it up. But guys, if you put enough pressure, what we are doing is we are a part of helping to change Congress right now. Remember whenever we had that clip that went viral and President Trump posted one of our clips here from TrueLife News, and we called out the 8 rhinos over the Save America Act? Remember who was one of them? Rand Paul? And what happened with that? Rand Paul actually came out and made an official statement because that clip got like 6, 7, 8 million views and was posted by President Trump saying officially that he supports the Save America Act. This is how we make change, guys. So I appreciate you so much when you like the video, you participate in the chat, you share these videos on X and Facebook, because we are making a difference. And if you appreciate this, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. What you're seeing on the screen, guys, is I'm telling you, it's the end of the Democrats right now. In the 2030 census that they are projecting right now, California is expected to lose 5 electoral votes. New York, 3 electoral votes. Illinois, 2 electoral votes. Oregon, 1. Minnesota, 1. Rhode Island, 1. Pennsylvania, 1. Wisconsin, 1. Guys, do you see what's happening? If California loses 5 electoral votes, Democrats don't win the presidency, because they have to have California at 55. And if New York loses 3 and Illinois loses 2, that's 10 electoral votes. Do you realize what is happening? Because we are deporting so many illegals. And whenever we do redo the census, look at this right here. What Trump is doing with hiring these 82 new immigration judges that he's just sworn in to really bring a mass deportations into place. This is where we are going to see a mass exodus of illegal immigrants here in the United States. So as I'm showing you these results, guys, Florida gains 4, Texas gains 4, Idaho, North Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, Delaware, Arizona, Georgia. Take away Delaware, but everybody else is pretty much a red state. Do you see that now we don't really need some of the big swing states? We can actually pull through with these wins. This changes the entire electoral map, guys. This changes the entire need of the swing states when it comes to the GOP getting to 270. So with this, now, guys, I'm going to show you, because this, I can't even believe what I'm about to show you. The DNC, the Democratic National Convention, it's like we have a mole inside the Democratic National Convention that has just released the autopsy on why Kamala Harris lost. And everybody on the left is losing it. This is as crazy as I could ever show you a video coming from like CNN. Listen to this.
Breaking news, new exclusive reporting first into the Situation Room. CNN has obtained the Democrats' long-awaited autopsy of the 2024 election, documenting what went wrong in Kamala Harris's loss to President Trump. After publicly promising its release, DNC Chair Ken Martin pulled the plug on the elusive report last year, sparking fierce criticism within the party.
CNN senior reporter Isaac Dover got his exclusive hands.
Did you hear that? They were going to pull the plug and not release the report because it's so bad. They didn't release the full report. They still released partial of it, and a lot of Democrats are mad because it exposed their grift. Listen to this.
On all of this, he's joining us now in the Situation Room. Isaac, this report, you were a big part in why it came out in the first place. Excellent reporting on your part. After back and forth from the DNC chair, Ken Martin, on whether or not he'd release it in full. So what's inside it?
Well, so first of all, that is an important part of this. The plan was not to release this report. The report was released to me after I had obtained a lot of the detail and contents of what was in there. And the report that we have published on our website is with annotations from the DNC lawyers undercutting a lot of what is in the report.
You hear that?
That said, it gets into things about spending decisions and organizing that was done by the DNC, ways to possibly improve it. But there are a lot of things in that version that are incomplete. And also, it does not touch a couple of topics that a lot of people were very interested in and thought were the reasons for this report not being out. There's nothing about Joe Biden and what happened in the debate. There's nothing about Kamala Harris getting the nomination without any kind of primary process. And also, there is nothing about the way that voters were responding to Gaza and how the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris policies and comments about it were hitting their minds.
So right here, guys, this is what I want to show you, because again, this is so damaging to the Democratic Party, who is supposed to be the party of what? Law and order. Oh, we stand up for what's right. Oh, we do what's right, and we make sure that we follow the justice. Well, guess what? Biden's decision to run again. This was a huge, huge issue, but not mentioned in the report. Harris taking over for Biden without any electoral process whatsoever. This is the very things that they didn't want people to see, because it's like, you know, whenever you broke up with a girl or you broke up with a guy, depending on, you know, boy or girl, and you haven't seen them for like 2 years and it really hurt when you broke up, but then 2 years later you see them again and you feel all those feelings of like hurt and regret and resentment. That's what's happening right now with the Democratic Party. They're seeing that, wait, oh yeah, they were right. We didn't have any primaries. They just put Harris in. Oh yeah, Biden running again? Man, that guy couldn't even make a coherent sentence. Oh yeah, the war in Gaza, yeah, all this bad stuff. What it's doing is it's helping the GOP right now. This is why they didn't want to release it. What you're seeing right now, guys, and the reason why we're showing you this is we're just reminding everybody of how they hijacked Joe Biden's campaign, because if Joe Biden would have run up against Trump again, he would have lost. It would have probably been 500 electoral votes to 0. That's how bad it would have been. But they threw Kamala Harris in at the last minute without no primaries, and this is why we're seeing such a massive, massive movement towards the GOP. This is why you're seeing on the screen, guys, 124 million, record number in the cash on hand for the Republican National Committee. 14 million for the DNC, for the Democrats. This is why you're seeing the Democrats crumble right now. I am for the party, I don't care if it's red or blue, that puts America first. And what we're seeing is that Republicans, with Trump in charge, are tending to do that more. Not Congress, not the Senate, Trump and Trump's cabinet. Listen to this.
A lot was missing in that report. I know you reached out to the current DNC chair, Ken Martin, who we noted earlier has come under some fire for initially not releasing this report to the public. What's he now saying?
Well, he apologized in a statement to me for how he handled it, and he said that he was releasing it to me because he feels like this is about getting back to some level of transparency. But he says in the statement that the report was not ready for prime time. That's how he put it. And that's why he chose not to do it, that it's full of a lot of problems. And again, we are publishing the full report so that people can see it and read for themselves and make their decisions about what's in there.
Because in the full report, there's spelling issues, there's errors and just basic facts. Mm-hmm. Why didn't they have a more polished, put together report at this point in the game?
Well, look, and this was after a year of work on it, and the story that I have up that goes along with the publishing of the report goes through the whole process of how this went down. Martin hired a friend of his as a part-time volunteer to be the person in charge of this report, and that person, I get into a lot of the conversations that person was having. His name is Paul Rivera, that he was having with people and how those conversations went, but also a lot of conversations that he wasn't having. For example, he did not speak to almost anybody who was in the leadership position on the Biden campaign or the Harris campaign. He didn't speak to Joe Biden. He didn't speak to Kamala Harris. He didn't speak to Tim Walz. He did not speak to, when it comes to the Gaza issue, any of the leaders of the Uncommitted movement, which was the protest movement, pro-Palestinian protest movement. He didn't speak to Jewish groups or pro-Israel groups. So it wasn't just leaving out one part of that conversation. He left out all parts of that conversation. And that has led to a lot of conspiracy theories about what was going on here. But I think when you see the full story of what's there and what this process was and read the document, you will have a lot of, if not all of, hopefully your questions answered.
And you've released the full document.
Yes, it's up on our website right now.
Guys, I'm telling you, this right here, if we're showing you, this is the quickest breakdown we can give you, everybody, of the destruction of the Democratic Party. Not only is the RNC outraising the Democrats by 8-9x in terms of money, not only have we caught Democrats that were part of, that got these huge fraud rings started, like Ilhan Omar, that now have been sent. This one person sentenced to 42 years for $250 million in fraud on the American taxpayer. Not only is the Act Blue is being investigated for straw donor fraud and foreign money laundering. That's why nobody's donating to them anymore. So remember, this is all on the Democrat side. Not only because the Act Blue is their #1 fundraising organization. Not only do we have representatives in Congress who are now pushing to require natural-born citizenship for congressional leaders, because these people come into Congress and take so much money back to their countries and make promises to their countries, like Ilhan Omar said that she was going to make America do whatever she wanted them to do because Somali was in charge. The average American sees this, and the average American says you have to be out of your ever-loving mind to think I would ever vote for you again. Not only do we see that in the future, so many people are literally leaving blue states to the point where if you look on the left, this is the states that are losing votes because so many people have made an exodus from these states because of their horrible, horrible policies when it comes to their citizens in their states. And look at all the states that are gaining citizens, all red states. This is the quickest picture I can give you to show you why we're going to hit a red wave, why we're going to primary the rhinos, and keep it going, guys. Hashtag red wave in the chat, primary the rhinos, get our dang country back. Guys, give some love to those that have given. Show some love to Gator Presley in the chat. Robert Cash, Gator Presley, member of the fam. Show some love. Thank you so much for your support. Chiosap, thank you so much for your blessings. Linda Funk, we appreciate you so much. The Miss AJR. Guys, 10 gifted memberships. Show the Miss AJR some love in the chat. If you got a free membership from her, let's go, baby. Show Robert Cash some love in the chat. Don Joliso. I'm hopefully I'm saying that right. I love the chat. She said, red wave, baby. 82 immigration judges. Show Dawn some love in the chat. Sharon Rich, thank you so much for your blessings. And guys, don't forget to give it up for T Heavy Guy. Been a member for 15 months, baby. That is OG status. And for those that have already given memberships, T Heavy Guy with the 10 gifted memberships. You got Thomas Brewer. You've got so much that have given and blessed this channel. Show them some love in the chat. To Lori Rapier, our boy Jim Arnold, thank you so much. And guys, show some love to Jim Barbato, who always blesses our family in the chat. Give him some love. This next segment, guys, that we're stepping into, this right here, what I love is that it just shows you we are revamping the entire Republican Party right now towards MAGA, towards America First. This right here is what we want. America First policies. Check this out.
There are real consequences.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that because there's even some that reached out to me, and I had media people that were calling saying, hey, we want to have you talk about this exact issue you just described with this, you know, why did the president endorse when he did? Was it worth it? Should he just stay out of the primary with Cornyn? Because there are consequences. Cassie is another example of this with consequences.
Yeah.
Because now there's real talk about the War Powers Act now getting fast-tracked because you have, I think it's 4, if I'm not mistaken, as of before we started the show, the latest news I saw was 4 Senate Republicans are now willing to go and say, yeah, we're gonna now talk about the Wars Power Act and maybe taking away some power from the president.
Yeah, so we had a vote today. The Democrats have done repeated, I think it's been about a dozen now, War Powers Act resolutions trying to restrict the president's power to wage war in Iran, to defend this nation, and to take out the Iranian regime. They have lost every one of those until today, and they've had voting in favor of them has been Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski and Rand Paul. But today, for the first time, they won because they got a 4th vote, Bill Cassidy. And I assume, I've not talked to Bill, I did not see Bill today.
Listen to this.
But I assume he's pissed. He's pissed the president endorsed against him. He's pissed he lost. And I don't think it's a crazy assumption that he's going to be pissed the rest of the year. It's going to be complicated on votes. If Cornyn loses, I can imagine he's going to be pissed as well. And so that dynamic, when we have a 53-47 majority, if we have several members Tom Tillis is not running again, and he has been quite expressed a lot of animosity towards the president. Mitch McConnell's not running again. He's expressed a lot of animosity towards the president. That makes the Senate complicated. If you've got a 3-vote majority and you have 4 or 5 senators who are pissed at the president, that ain't easy. By the way, another result that happened today was the Kentucky Senate race. So the race to replace Mitch McConnell. Mitch is not running for re-election. You had multiple candidates running. And it was close. It was a bitterly, hotly contested race. Millions of dollars were spent. Trump, a week or two ago, endorsed Andy Barr, who's a congressman, and that basically ended the race. Barr won the primary today, I think by about 65% was the last number I saw.
Wow.
But once Trump endorsed, the race was over. And so his endorsement clearly has a lot of potency. And I think he wants senators and House members that are going to stand with him and fight for the agenda that he was elected to fight for. And
just think about that, guys. Look how quickly everybody turns. They're not voting based upon what is right or what they're supposed to be doing for America first. They're voting based upon, do they stay in power? This is the essence of every single congressional person, the majority of them that I see in the dang Senate and the House, that it's always, if I don't stay in power, then you don't get my vote. Now, trust me, everybody, they want to stay in Senate. I understand that. But again, too, if you were doing your dang job, if you were putting America first, everybody would feel that. Everybody would know that. They would hear it out of your heart. But the reason why these people, these rhinos, are being primaried, because they haven't been doing their dang job. And we need some people that are truly going to represent we the people. That's why I love it. Brad Price put it in the chat. That's why we are hashtag fire the rhinos. I spelled that wrong. Hashtag, fire the rhinos, because they wouldn't vote. They wouldn't have voted properly anyway. Most of these people that are being voted out, they had an F on their Liberty score. Half of the time they already voted with the Democrats. So they're just exposing themselves more as literally wolves in sheep's clothing. They were always Democrat, and now they're really showing themselves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
And there's a reason that I have been Donald Trump's single strongest ally in the Senate for 10 years, because I believe in the agenda he's fighting for. And listen, Trump, by far his greatest attribute is he has a cast iron backbone. He is a courageous fighter, and he's willing to stand up and fight. And that I and so many other Republicans have been frustrated by Republicans who were jellyfish, who were afraid of a fight. And so I'm glad to see the president standing up for what he believes in.
Is it a fair assessment to say that for Donald Trump, it may be really tough for him on the Senate side, as you mentioned, through the end of the year? But there's a real now possibility that Donald Trump could have even more power in the Senate moving forward because of some of these changes that are coming. And yeah, there's going to be retribution until they're out of office, and,
yes,
at the end of the year, January, technically. But this could be very interesting to see that he went in knowing, hey, I'm going to have a hard, 5-6 months here, 7 months here. But by golly, it's going to get a lot better for 2 more years after that.
Yeah, and look, if you look at how President Trump has done this, I don't think he has abused his decisions on this. It has not been the case that if somebody disagrees with the president on one particular issue that is discrete and not that consequential, that he responds with massive retribution. It has been, look, Cassidy voted to convict him and impeach him and remove him from office.
You hear that?
That's a big damn deal. That's not a small vote.
Yeah.
The Indiana state legislators, look, the Democrats had gerrymandered the heck out of much of the country. President Trump wanted Republicans to counterbalance that. And the Indiana state legislators told the president, go jump in a lake. That was significant. You look at Thomas Massie. It's not like Thomas Massie just voted against the president on one vote. He voted against the president on almost every single vote, over and over and over again.
I think it's fair to say Massie was fighting harder against Donald Trump than he was even the Democrats out there.
And I will say, at least the political retribution for Massie, I don't know how he could vote against Trump more. Like at this point, when the Speaker of the House is counting votes
in the House, he counts all the Democrats as a no, and he counts Massey as a no. So it's not like Massey can vote no twice. He's going to vote no. He was voting no before. He'll keep voting no. And so I think the president acted to say, look, I need people in the House who actually support me.
All right,
Yes.
Senator, I want to...
And I want to show you this, guys, because I'm telling you, a lot of people, it is actually going viral right now that there's been a huge new case of fraud found within Minnesota. This just broke minutes ago, but it's so funny because now everybody is saying, how in the world do you not prosecute Ellison or Walz, Ellison is the AG, the Attorney General over Minnesota. Walz is Tim Walz is the governor. $90 million additional in Medicaid fraud. 15 defendants were charged. 7 state programs were totally plundered. One program has $0 left, totally ransacked by fraudsters. And they say this is the beginning of our work in Minnesota. The fraud there is shocking. This is what the DOJ is saying. Guys, this is what I'm saying is that out of all this stuff, and this is what's really popping off in X right now, all over the news, is how could Ellison and Walz not know anything? And we're just adding dollars to all the fraud, waste, and abuse that we're finding, especially in Minnesota. Let me know your thoughts, guys, because I'm telling you, these people, while Trump's in office, somebody is about to get charged even more, and I feel like it's going to get to the high level. But guys, show Alex Fox some love in the chat, baby. Let's go. If you appreciate this, hit the thumbs up, like button. Let's get these videos out there, guys. Show Alex Fox some love in the chat. Said time for all the illegals and rhinos to go. America first. I love it. Show our boy Jim Barbato some love in the chat. Let's go, JB. Let's go. Show Jim Barbato, OG of the fam, some love in the chat. I love that. What we're seeing now is America first. I'm putting it in the chat. Hashtag America first. Guys, let's put it in there. Our chat is getting super active, guys. It's really helping us to grow this family, to grow this channel, to get more views. But this is what the algorithms are knowing. You just heard a while ago, there is a coalition of GOP members that have seen enough and heard enough about firing John Thune. Firing Thune out of the Senate Majority Leader position, that they're now having a meeting to actually do that. That's our voice being heard, guys. And this winning streak is not about to end with Trump. Listen to this.
Fed a Republican to the swamp and dared anybody else to step up.
He won the Massey thing. He was a bad guy. He deserves to lose.
You can't play rebel with a one-vote majority and a big, beautiful bill on the line. And you can't team up with Democrats to showboat over Epstein when you just discovered the pedophile's name. Thomas Massey, now unemployed. 47's batting 1,000. Massey's out. Cassidy's gone. Cornyn's on the ropes. And the Indiana GOP, Voting Rights Act, and Virginia gerrymandering all wiped off the map. The White House says it's not personal, just business. Quote, it's about reminding people of the political power. It's not about retribution. This is basic political management of a party. You have to have everybody on the reservation. Occasionally, you have to shoot a hostage. The Kentucky race is barely cold, but Trump's already big game hunting in Texas.
Ken Paxton, I think he'll win. I think he'll go on to defeat a very defective candidate, a candidate that believes in 6 genders, and he takes hits at Jesus Christ, and he's wearing a mask 6 months ago, whereas a guy, anybody wearing a mask 6 months ago doesn't get it. And he's a vegan. He's a vegan in Texas. And you can't get elected as a vegan in Texas.
Trump's weeding out the right side of the field, but Bezos is torching the left. He says Democrats can't deliver a pizza, let alone run a city.
If we ran Amazon the way New York City runs their school system, right, your packages would take 6 weeks to arrive. We'd have to charge you a $100 delivery fee. And then when the package did finally arrive, it'd have the wrong item in it anyway.
Golly, guys, I'm telling you. Okay, so where you're hearing all this, guys, I like to show you the actual receipt. So Quinnipiac poll did a poll May 14th through May 18th. So this is very recent right here. Quinnipiac poll May 14th through May 18th, 1,106 people. The Democratic Party approval rating is at 20%. This is extremely low right now, guys. Disapprove at 72%. Every single thing, guys, that you are seeing now is just more and more receipts over how much people do not like the Democratic Party right now. And the new autopsy that came from the Kamala Harris campaign has just added to the fact that the Democrats, they have no money. They jerry-rigged the 2024 campaign. Joe Biden should have just stayed in the race and lost with some dignity. And that Kamala Harris should never have been on the ballot. And all the money that they've gotten, a lot of it was from foreign money laundering, which is illegal. This is, again, what you're seeing is a dumpster fire of the Democratic Party. And if you're with the Democrats, I'm sorry, but look, it is what it is. The party they made the choices they did. Now they have to live with it.
A stroll through the city of Angels. Karen Bass promised zero homelessness by 2026. Zero. And she's right on track for zero. Results.
When you talked to Jake Tapper in 2023, you said that your goal was to end street homelessness in LA by 2026. It's now 2026.
And we haven't ended it.
We have not ended it, and we're not close to ending it.
It's got even
How are you so off?
Well, basically, when I said that, it was at the beginning of my term. I didn't anticipate some of the bureaucratic barriers that I would experience, but I am prepared to take those on now.
Not hard, Karen. If you really want to end homelessness, stop paying the people who profit off it.
Each bed in this facility, this specific one, this is cheap. There's ones that more. Each bed is $400,000 a year. One homeless person, $400,000 a year.
Why?
Guess the best part? They have no legal requirement to put a homeless person in a bed. They still get the money. So this whole building.
Guys, did you hear that? This is why the money laundering is so bad. $400,000 a year to service one homeless person in California. Do you realize that's how much it cost? They pay the president in his salary per year, $400,000. And then these NGOs are not even required to have a homeless person be in that bed. They still get the money anyway. This is where your tax dollars are going, guys. Every single dang part that you are hearing from this, please share this on X, share it on Facebook. We are starting to be we're putting out more clips from our shows on X, Facebook, TikTok. The links are in the description. Go follow us, guys. But this is what people need to hear because it's sickening. You over here trying to survive on $1,100 of Social Security, but they think it's okay to pay $400,000 a year to an NGO for a homeless person that may not even exist. Where's the justice in that?
Paying for the upkeep of this building and paying the profits of the building, and the building's not really operating.
Spencer's buckled in, and the Pratt factor's taking off. It just hit the Oval. Watch.
Do you see yourself in him at all? A former reality TV star?
No, I'd like to see him do well. He's a character. I don't know him. I assume he probably supports me. Does he support me? I think so, yeah. I heard he does. I heard he's a big MAGA person. He's doing well.
He's doing well, all right. Too well for City Hall. So Bass conjured up a Brentwood boogeyman.
And when your messages are so hateful, or when you demonize people, then you do provoke people who are unstable. And you can jeopardize people's safety.
You mean like the throwing of the tomatoes?
Well, the throwing of the tomatoes, which look like blood, or
Nope. We cannot do that. Oh, wow.
And that I find to be very scary.
Hey, you want scary, Karen? Try getting jumped on your own block in broad daylight. Or yanking your toddler past a meth head shooting up on the sidewalk. Or, I don't know, watching your home go up in flames while the mayor's in Africa. The only nightmare is Karen Bass's LA, and she's laughing while it burns.
What do you think Spencer Pratt would be like as mayor?
I can't even imagine. I don't think I understand. He has a degree in political science, but he does not have a background or knowledge in how our government works.
Yeah, neither do you. We've seen the movie before. Hillary laughed at Trump too.
And you know what I love is that you know what's the most telling, guys, is right here. Because what do we always say, guys? Follow the money. If you appreciate this, hit the thumbs up like button. When the RNC has $124 million in the bank, it's because people believe in them. When the DNC has $14 million in the bank, it's because people don't believe in them. And then, to add to the fact that Trump is so adamant about we are going to clean house, guys, right here. 82 new immigration judges have been sworn in today. We're cleaning house. Share these videos, guys. If you're not part of the family yet, hit the subscribe button so that we can take care of you with the breaking news. And if you haven't already hit the thumbs up, please do so. Don't forget our friends, guys, at Chapter. This is a phenomenal company that is truly blessed thousands of people to save millions of dollars in their healthcare coverage when it comes to Medicare. I'm telling you guys, I've met these people. They truly care. Their number is 667-895-3015. They provide this service for free. It costs you nothing. You hear me, guys? I want what's best for America. I want what's best for you. There ain't no BS in any of this stuff. I want you to be blessed. Keep more of your hard-earned money. So if you're on Medicare, you're going through any big life change, call them up. They're going to hook you up. And guys, I'm so excited about tomorrow is our big day of giving. So many people have given today and they're blessed when we give on the 22nd of every single month to a local charity live on stream. We donate to local children's homes, crisis pregnancy centers. I do this live on stream. When you donate to this channel, we partner together. When you're a member of this channel, guys, our memberships are only $1. The join button is below this screen. We do this because we want to grow our family and grow the good that we're doing. What's $1? $1 to a person is not a lot of money, but $1 and you add that with a lot of people, it adds up. And you are seeing me donate live on stream. So that's why I want to give some love to those that have given. We're going to be doing this tomorrow at the end of the show. But thank you so much to TB Thomas Brewer for showing some love in the chat with the super chat, baby. Show Thomas some love in the chat, OG of the family. Show T Heavy Guy some love in the chat for his super chat and 10 gifted True Life News memberships. Let's go, baby. And guys, you know what? We haven't ever done this, but I want us, if you can help me grow this family, let's put in the chat hashtag True Life News. Hashtag True Life News. What that's going to do is it's going to help our channel grow. If you love us, you appreciate what we do, you support us, put hashtag True Life News in the chat so we can keep growing this family. Thank you so much to, let's give some love to Sherry Lucas in the chat, everybody. Show some love to Sherry. Richard with the gifted True Life News membership. Thank you so much. PDX67. Show him some love in the chat. Show some love to Rescue Mom. Thank you so much for your blessing. Show some love to Jim Arnold in the chat. Thank you so much, brother Jim, for your support. Member of the family. Lori Rapier said, all for the kids and for the glory of God. God is good all the time. Amen. Let's go, baby. Show Lori and Jim some love in the chat. Show Gator Presley some love in the chat. Thank you so much for your blessing. Robert Cash, Chiosap, Linda Funk. We appreciate you so much. Show the Miss AJR some love for the 10 gifted memberships and being a member for 9 months, baby. Show her some love in the chat. Thank you so much to Dawn. Jolie, thank you so much, Dawn, for your support. Sharon Rich, we appreciate you so much. Show some love to T Heavy Guy for being a member for 15 months, baby. I love it. Show Alex Fox some love in the chat. Our boy JB, Jim Barbato, OG of the fam. We love you so much. Show Jen Extra some love in the chat. Thank you so much for your blessings. Show Arizona Antique some love in the chat for the 10 jewels. Let's go, baby. And guys, again, thank you so much. If you appreciate what we do, put it in the chat. Hashtag True Life News. Let's grow this family. Follow us on our other socials in the description. Thank you for sharing us on X and Facebook. We love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.